Yeah, good.
Hello and welcome. Here we are again, your weekly update on anything, everything, spirituality, life, hypnosis, hypnotherapy, anything.
Anything.
We're your host. My name's Erna, and next to me is. I'm doing the hands again. Yeah.
Like we're live on air.
Yeah, something like that.
And my name is
And you're
Yacintha.
Yacintha. Welcome.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm Yacintha.
We have Yacintha. Yacintha is yoga and we were just discussing this. Okay, everybody. This is Yacintha Pex that we're talking today. Today. Now I'm all flustered. Guys, help out. Yacintha, why don't you just tell us who you are?
I will introduce myself. Yeah,
that's
always
even better.
That's easier. Yes, I'm Yacintha. I'm 49 years old and I'm a yoga teacher and a coach. And as a coach and yoga teacher, I combine the two in one package deal in coaching and also doing yoga teaching at schools.
Nice. So where did you start with this, your journey?
Well, around 7 years ago, a little bit more, I was diagnosed with an autoimmune disease called celiac disease. It's an autoimmune disease on your intestines where your gut destroys itself when you eat gluten. And gluten are protein in foods, especially in grains like flour, wheat, barley, oats. And and there's no cure for this disease. It's not an allergy. It's not even a food intolerance. It's a real severe autoimmune disease.
So what is the effect of the disease on you if you eat gluten, for instance?
If I eat gluten, well, it can vary, and in every person the symptoms might vary, and that makes it really difficult to start getting diagnosed. But for me, when I eat gluten, within an hour or two, depends on how much gluten I eat. But within the hour or two, or even 24 hours later, I will start having really, really severe pain in my abdomen, in my upper abdomen, just below the heart and the lungs. And then I will have severe, and it's not going to be a nice talk because when you're celiac, you only talk about pooing and diarrhea and stuff. So it's getting nasty. And some people might vomit as well, but I don't have that, luckily. And I will stay ill or illish for about 3 weeks. Because my energy level will go from 100 immediately to 0. And it takes a while to get it back up again because your intestines are destroyed at the moment when you eat gluten.
From one time?
Yeah, well, for one person, it's worse than for the other. It depends on how long you had this disease already before the diagnosis and before you start eating gluten-free. And you have your diagnosis will be done by blood and also by a biopt. I don't know if that's a good word in English. And with that medical examination, they check your intestines if the villi are still intact. And you have 4 stages of the villi being destroyed. The first stage is not so much destroyed, and the fourth stage is really bad, severely destroyed. And I had stage 3, and it takes about 3 to 7 years to heal this. And if I eat gluten in the meantime, your villi will be destroyed again, so it needs to be built up again, and that takes time and a lot of energy and a lot of good food and nutrition.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's wow. I did.
Yeah,
Well,
just
you know,
wow.
it's like, yeah, yeah, you hear celiac and yeah, it's intestines. Oh, okay, fine. You eat gluten-free, also fine. But
Yeah,
the impact that
yeah.
it has
People
on your
don't.
body is,
Yeah, it's immense, and getting diagnosed and all the medical examinations in Holland. That's one thing, but the other thing is that from day one to day two, in a swift of a moment, you have to change your whole eating process, your whole how you are doing your groceries, how you're cooking, how your household is being planned and stuff, and all your social,
Yeah.
everything social. There's food involved, so
yeah, true.
and that's really hard because in the Netherlands there's not much attention for those problems, for the psychological effects of the diagnosis, especially when you have the disease later on in your life.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So when you were diagnosed, what made you decide to get more into it and to also create your own business? Because at first you were food and
Life coach.
life coach, right?
Yeah. Well, I for my own journey, I started blogging on celiac disease. There weren't that much bloggers yet. Instagram was still very slow and low, and even with celiac disease people. If you look at Instagram now, I'm totally run by others who have far more followers than I, but that's okay. It's as long as the awareness grows, it's fine with me. It's a matter of fact, yesterday was International Celiac Day to raise awareness. Yeah, to raise awareness for this disease. So I started blogging, and then from the blogging, I came across Dolly Heuveling. Maybe you know her.
Yeah, I know her.
Yeah,
Yeah, she's a big business coach in the Netherlands.
yeah.
Okay.
Same as Simone Levy, and
Yeah.
those two are best friends. So I came across a coaching program from Dolly, but I didn't have the resources to follow that coaching program. So I started doing a challenge with her, and I was really into that challenge. And I did a lot of things and posts on, well, one thing on my attendance in the challenge, but also to raise the awareness, to start raising awareness. And then I thought, maybe I just I still do the blogging, but I start coaching as well people with celiac disease. Although it's difficult to find your people, because it's only 1 in 100 who has this disease, and maybe only half of those people know I exist, or have the need to be coached through this process. Anyway, I thought I need to start somewhere. So in that challenge with Dolly, I won a prize, and I won the first prize, and the first prize was a whole coaching course on being an integrative coach.
Talk about manifesting.
Yeah, that
wow.
That was the first thing. I wasn't really into spiritual stuff before. The only thing I knew for myself, that there should be more than we think or we know. But when I started doing the challenge and started manifesting on that coach course, I won the course. I did the course. I processed it in, I think, 6 months. And then I was certified, because Dolly's coaching's programs are not certified. You're not a certified coach for, like, say, assurances and stuff like that. But
no,
as a matter of fact, I call myself certified coach because I did the course with Dolly, and I think I did very well. So from then I started coaching either people with celiac disease and also other people with other coach questions, because they just came across.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, those were
That
the
was
first.
the beginning, eh? The
Those
first
were the
steps.
first. Yeah, and that was, I think, only I forgot. I think 2018, because I was diagnosed in 2015, and I started coaching with that challenge in 2018.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then what? What about the yoga part?
Well, to fill in the gap from coaching celiac people to yoga, because I wanted to learn more about nutrition and foods and stuff like that, I also did a certified training to be a food coach and a food a nutritionist. So not a dietist, but a nutritionist. And so I was able to not only coach people with celiac disease, because it's a really small market, a really small niche. So I started to do food coaching along the life coaching, and I combined the two. So that's when I found out that a holistic view on stuff had more advantages for either my coaches and also for making bigger steps in the process. If you want to lose 20 kilograms, but you have a lot of emotional stuff in you, you won't lose the 20 kilograms because you first need to get your head together. So that combines the life and food coaching together. And then I thought I came on a point. I still had a paid job. I worked in education. I worked at a school in Delft, nearby the city I live. And I came on a point where I needed to decide: am I going on like this with a paid job and only 2 or 3 coaches? I cannot live from 2 or 3 coaches, but I don't want to do my day-to-day job anymore because it didn't feel right anymore. And I was going along the spiritual path more and more, reading books from Gabrielle Bernstein, going into challenges also with Simone Levy and stuff like that. So that's where Erna and I know each other from.
Yeah.
From the really, really great challenge 2 years ago with Simone
Yeah, it
Levy.
was fun, eh? Yeah, it was really good.
Really fun, really fun. And we bonded really great with a group of people who we're still in touch with. So that was really great. So, and that was also the point where I thought, well, what am I going to do? Keeping my day-to-day job, have a steady income, and doing this coaching stuff on the side. And I thought, no, I need to follow my path. I will quit the job and start coaching full-time. And then COVID came. And the whole coaching business there was nothing to coach because everybody was in his home, sitting in his home, doing nothing.
Yeah.
So I thought, okay, what I'm going to do next. And in the meantime, I started doing yoga myself. I did it when I was younger, but I stopped that and I did other things. And because of the spiritual path and stuff and meditation, I started doing yoga. And then I thought I came across a really, really good offer from a American online yoga training center, My Vinyasa Practice in Austin. And they were already used to giving online trainings on demand. So it wasn't new to them. It wasn't COVID arranged, hurry up coaching or teaching program. It was already really a nice, well-organized training. So I decided to do a 200 hours yoga course on Vinyasa flow, which was really hard because you have to do it all by yourself when you're in an online yoga training. But it was really much fun because I learned a lot about your body, the anatomics of your body, but also the spiritual stuff. And when I was doing it, I only thought, this is the way. This is where I need to go. This is the path I need to follow. And it's I think really the first time I heard this, the mantra song from Snatam Kaur Ong Namo, I was really crying. I was middle in the trainings training from Dolly, and that song it comes along with me all the time. I hear it and I think, oh yeah, that's me.
Yeah,
So,
she uses it a lot, eh?
yeah,
the song, yeah.
And every time I hear it, it touches something, and I know I'm heading in the good direction. So it was hard, 200 hours of yoga training, doing everything online, teaching online, learning how to teach online in the COVID period. I had a group of 4 or 5 people in my surroundings, in my family, who followed lessons online. And then I found I had to do an online exam, which I had to post on YouTube on the private link, and my Vinyasa practice was going to examine it. And then I passed it with excellent reviews, and I was thrilled. And that was really nice. And I am really into celebrating your successes and stuff. But then I thought, okay, now I am a yoga teacher, but how am I going to set this into the world? How am I going to make money of it and be a real teacher? Because we came out of COVID lockdown, and all the yoga schools were closed for I don't know how many months, 4 or 5 months. I was just at the beginning. I didn't have any practical experience so far in a real class with real people. So that was really hard. And then I came across a really nice, warm-hearted person who just started her yoga school after the first big lockdown. So that was a year ago. And now we're a year further on, and I have in her school 5 lessons a week, and among other schools about 11 to 13 hours of yoga a week.
Wow.
Combining with the coaching.
And how do you do that? Because to me it sounds just how?
Well, it's in 3. I do yoga. I teach yoga, like physical yoga, in schools, or a sports school or a gym or whatever. And I do my coaching. Like, I'm still doing the food coaching and the life coaching. So people with big matters on losses, grief, anxieties, trauma, etc.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm doing the food coaching as well. So just losing weight, not just, but that part of coaching. And
that's important. Eh? It's also important.
It's also important, yeah, but to make the difference between life coaching and food coaching.
Yeah, that's.
And I do a combination of food and life coaching as well. But with my Vinyasa practice, when I finished my 200 hours, I came across another nice training of them, and it's called Yoga and Coaching. And that taught me how you can put the yoga philosophy into your coaching program, so people learn to live more in the here and now and not so much in the past or in the future. They learn to accept the way things are. And it gives them the opportunity to see more clearly the things they still can do instead of what can be done.
So it's another way of thinking that you are teaching people as well.
Yeah.
Huh?
And you do that very much through meditation, but also through several kinds of restorative yoga forms. Yoga Nidra. Yoga Nidra is the sleep, also called the sleep yoga. And in sleep yoga and in meditation, people can heal actually by doing such forms of yoga.
Yeah.
So that's where everything comes together.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I thought I was only teaching not even half a year, because I started in June last year. And in September, I thought, I'm going to organize my own yoga retreat. And it sounds silly maybe, because a lot of yoga teachers do that after 5 or 10 years, or I don't know when they do it. But I thought, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to organize my own yoga retreat, and I'm going to do it in Italy, a place I really love. And I thought, we'll see where it ends. And it ended up being great, magical, with 7 people coming specially for me. Not only friends, also people I didn't know. They didn't have maybe any yoga class before.
And they still jumped in and wanted to be part of it. Wow.
Yeah,
I would have done it. I haven't done it. I've tried to do yoga.
I'm going again in September.
You are.
Come to me, to Umbria.
Just to go on a retreat, I would do anything.
I never had a retreat on my own, so I didn't have any examples. I just thought I need to organize the retreat, and I did it completely on how I would like to do it.
Yeah.
We did Italian cooking. It's the yoga retreat is not all about yoga meditation. It comes with it, but also, and for the mere part of the people, the women who joined, was relaxation after 2 years of hysterical COVID, call it whatever you want, taking care of kids, homeschooling, taking care of husbands, working at home.
That's the worst part, taking care of husbands.
I don't know. Everything. So I thought it's not only about yoga meditation. We also did Italian cooking. We learned the secrets from a great Italian chef in the agriturismo where we were. We went horseback riding with the whole group, all together, 8 people, even people who never sat on horses before. They just came. They just wanted to be a part of it. And we visited Assisi, one of the nicest cities in Umbria, and also one of the most spiritual cities I know.
I've been.
Yeah.
When I was in the 9th grade, so I didn't appreciate it as much as I would now, but I did appreciate it. I remember that it was something special, and we went to the convent. Where friends of Assisi, the one who did I don't know what the word is in English, but
Francis, the cathedral, and his whole in Dutch we call it an abdij. It's one of the biggest
monastery.
Monasteries, cloister. Cloister. And it's Franciscus van Assisi was. I'm not brought up Catholic or anything.
No.
But apart from that, I felt the spiritualness of Assisi. It was overwhelming. Yeah. And to go back to where it all started and where everything started and where the yoga came in, 5 years ago, we went to Italy for not the first time, but for the first time in years, for our holiday. And I was at the time reading a book of Gabriele Bernstein, and it started with a prayer of Saint Franciscus from Assisi, and it was the peace prayer.
That's the prayer that was in your Instagram. Was it last week
on the 5th of May? On Liberty Day. But I read that in a book of Gabriele Bernstein, and that was That was in the beginning of a holiday, and I knew when I read it that further on we would visit Umbria, but not as much Assisi. But we did visit Assisi, like say a week, 2 weeks later than after reading it, and it didn't connect the dots. It didn't still connect the dots, and then I came back home and I thought, oh my God, I read a poem in a book about a peace prayer from Saint Franciscus. In the same period of time, I visited his hometown, and I knew that someday I wanted or needed or was going to come back. And since then, we have been back to either Umbria and Assisi as well every year for a holiday. And
Wow.
now this year also for the retreat. And on top of it all, as I am I really love horses and stuff. Since Saint Franciscus or Saint Francesco had a little donkey, and with his donkey he made a whole route from Assisi to Gubbio onto into the Apennines, on all the way to France.
Wow.
To spread his word of peace. And now in September I'm doing a retreat, but in October I'm going to do a horse trekking for 3 days with other people who want to join, and we're doing yoga and we're doing meditation, but we're on a horse for 3 days for 5 hours a day, and we're walking a piece of the peace path.
It's gonna hurt just for one day, but but that is amazing.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah, and if you would have told me this all 5, 6, 7 years ago, I wouldn't hold it anything of this possible. But it is. It all starts with a little seed and just spread the word, and then it comes.
Yeah, but you also have to take action, huh?
Yeah, you have to take action. You have to start doing.
And
even start before you're ready. Even it's the same as Simone Levy says. Start before you're ready. Just start doing. If I wouldn't have told my business partner in Umbria, where we are for 5 years now in the summer, Giordano, please, prego, can I do a retreat in your place? And he said, of course you can do a retreat in my place.
If you don't have someone like that, then you can want to do a retreat, but it's going to amount to nothing, eh?
You have to, if you start manifesting either consciously or unconsciously, the right people will come in your way. And I am not saying it's easy, because a lot of business coaches say it's easy, but it's effing not easy.
No.
I had last year a really, really bad year, on a point where my husband said, if the money isn't coming in the next 2 months, you need to go back to another paid job. And I didn't want that. I didn't want that at all. And it's still hard, still with COVID, people making not enough money to invest in themselves, who say, oh my God, a yoga retreat. I want to go on your yoga retreat. What? It costs so many euros. Yeah, but it's an investment in yourself. I have to pay myself. I have to live from it. The agriturismo pays a full board for your breakfast, your lunch, your dinner. You learn to cook. You have massages. You have horses. There is a hot tub. There's a swimming pool.
Yeah.
And then they say, oh yeah, maybe it's worth the money. And then, oh no, maybe no, it's too much money. But that's difficult. That's the only thing that makes it difficult. Money.
Yeah, but if they want it, and they will find the money.
And I have a really, really good example of that, because I had one really nice younger woman who wanted to join, still on the beginning of her career, so not much money. And every time she said to me, I want to go. And I said, you will find a way. But she didn't ask me on the payments. She only knew the total amount. And then I said to her, well, listen, you have to, how you call it? You have to realize that, and maybe that's just a big plus. First, you pay your ticket. That's the first thing. To come there, you need to pay for your ticket. That's the first thing you have to pay. Then a month later or 2 months later, I will send you a bill for only my part of your trip, of your yoga retreat. And that's only a small part. And then it was then still, I think, October or something. And we went in May. I just came back. And I said, in the end of May, when you come, or in the beginning of May, when the retreat is done, you pay the biggest sum of the whole package deal, and you pay it at the Agriturismo in Italy. And then she said, Well, that makes it a lot easier, because I now can see how I can divide all those little pieces of money and work for it and save it all up in the right amount of time. And then she was able to come.
Wow.
Yeah. And she's still so very thankful that she could have joined, that she was there, that she took part in it.
Yeah.
Yes. So
nice. So now you're organizing a one again in September, huh?
Yeah, one in September from 21 to 26, 1 day longer than the last one, because I got a lot of really nice, warm feedback, but everybody said for the journey it takes to go to Umbria, you better do 1 day extra. And it gives you more time to relax, to have a more spreaded program, because now everything was kind of contained. I still think with enough of spare time, but in this group, it was a magical group. There was light and love and magic instantly when they all met at Rotterdam airport to fly into Perugia.
They flew together.
They flew together, yeah, but all booked separately, but they flew together on the same flight.
Yeah.
And when they came through the doors in Perugia, was because I was waiting for them. They were already one group, one bonding group. And what I discovered during that retreat is wherever there was time for yourself, they didn't take it. They were with the whole group the whole time.
Wow.
Really special, really special. Because everybody came with his own intentions, with his own baggage, with his own scheiß that he wanted to leave behind there. And they all bonded and they all connected. And they all gave it back to me. It was because of me, they said. And that's really strange to accept, and because they came for me to that retreat, because I'm the yoga teacher who provided everything.
Yeah.
So, and that's really, really
beautiful, huh?
Beautiful and heart fulfilling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm a happy person. I can die happy now.
Yeah. Yeah, indeed.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
yeah, in September is another one. Yeah, still place for 5 people.
And how many is max?
7, because we want to have everybody his own apartment or hotel room.
Yeah.
And because we want to do everything with the group, because I thought and I experienced it as well, like the cooking we did with all 8, me including, at the same time. The horseback riding we did with 8, me including. And there's in hotel rooms / apartments, room in the kitchen, and horses. You need horses, of course. There's room for 8, including me. So and everybody said it was perfect, like it was, because the group was big enough to be all separate and being everybody's own person, and small enough to be cozy enough, and that you don't have separate groups within a group.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's I'm already planning and doing and making for programs and sorting flights out for people and stuff like that. Yeah.
So, and when are you going to announce? Well, you did announce it already, yeah.
I announced it on Instagram and on Facebook, not yet on LinkedIn. And I will repeat, and that's also one thing I discovered during the whole process organizing the first retreat. Not everybody sees it the first time you post something. Repeating is especially on Instagram. I have a hate-love relationship with
I think as do we, right, Kat?
Social media.
Yeah.
It's really I will be lucky one day when I figure out how it really works. Because it's a mystery to me. It's a mystery. So repeating, either in stories, either in posts, and I announced it already, and I will the next couple of weeks and months as well, until it's full, until it's complete.
Well, we'll be sure to put some your details in the description down there.
Yeah,
so
that's
that
great.
People can reach you.
Yeah,
but it's also good to know. So what can you get out of a retreat like that? So it's really like peace of mind, relaxation, letting go, getting to know yourself, learning new stuff.
Accepting stuff of the things that you need to accept before. Or not before, but just to make the next step.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
And also just to focus on yourself and not on everybody else.
And that's something I teach in yoga as well. Don't compare yourself to others. Compare yourself to yourself.
Yeah.
Where were you a week ago? Where were you a year ago? Not what can I do on the yoga mat and what can you or can't you do?
Yeah,
so
exactly.
important. And we tend to do that in all areas of our lives.
Yeah, and I keep on repeating that the whole time. Don't compare yourself.
No, true.
So
wise words.
Yeah. You have to turn around a kind of 50 to
realize that.
To realize that, that's
exactly. Yeah. Okay, well, then I think
interesting.
Thank you.
Well, this keeps us thinking.
I know what you're thinking. I'm thinking the same thing. So
we'll have to talk about that.
Well, if you want to join, you're warmly welcomed.
Thank you.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Let's see how many spots there are left after this.
I'm really curious about the podcast and how your podcasts are going.
Well, they are good. We have this wide range of topics that we speak about. I must say the most viewed topics that we have were about hypnosis and
hypnotherapy.
But that's also because we did some stuff. Kat hypnotized me to do some stuff, and then I just didn't know. Well, afterwards, I knew that she told me to do some stuff, but at the moment, it's like, why are you asking me to doubt what I think? Because that was actually what it was, and that's funny. But I think overall our podcasts are quite good viewed at the moment, right? Getting better.
It's beginning to get out there, and it also speakers, because then they post it on their Facebook, or because they want to be viewed as well, and we slowly build.
So it's good.
So with that, I think we're going to wrap up this episode. Thank you very much, Yacintha.
Thank you.
It was a great pleasure.
It was interesting.
Coaching
and yoga and retreat.
The retreat part is like
and act now, so you get your not free spot. So you get your spot that's not free at all.
And just so you know, you don't have to pay everything at once. You can just divide it.
Reach out.
You'll find Yacintha's details down there.
Down below.
Down below.
Down there.
Okay.
Instagram, Facebook.
Exactly.
Instagram and Facebook and LinkedIn.
LinkedIn also.
Yeah.
Okay. I also have a SoundCloud and Anchor FM account. I did some podcasts in last year, and also meditative exercises and stuff, body scans. So SoundCloud is also there's a lot of stuff on SoundCloud as well.
Well, just send us all the details and we'll put it in. Yeah,
I will. Yeah.
Good.
And my second name, Katerina, is Katerina.
Aha. See, there's a connection.
Yeah, that's
Oh, okay. Well,
okay.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah.
Thank you all for watching and listening. And
thank you for having me, for inviting me.
Yeah, it was our pleasure.
It was
a
thank
pleasure.
you.
So be sure to like,
subscribe,
follow,
and follow.
Share. Sharing is important. Sharing is caring, guys.
Sharing is caring.
Yeah. And see you next week.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.